have to call it something else. And there we'll call it mixture. So we know from real life what a mixture means. It has more than one substance, right? So let's imagine our playpen again. A large number of balls inside. Put a large number of red balls, but now kind of throw in a few yellow balls as well. So somewhere in these red balls there are yellow balls, right? So clearly, if I close my eyes and put my hand inside, I'll most probably get a red ball. But I cannot be sure, right? I cannot be 100% sure. I could get a yellow ball as well because there are some yellow balls. A lot lesser, a lot lesser. But then I could have them, right? Now, how could I distribute these yellow balls, right? What if I do it this way? Now it's a mixture clearly, yeah, because it has red balls and yellow balls. I could put in some blue balls as well, even more complex mixture. But for simplicity, let's keep red and yellow, and let's say that all the yellow balls are distributed evenly. In other words, in a given area, there are equal number of yellow balls. So if I take this little corner, say if it has one yellow ball, another corner of another piece of the same size will have one yellow ball. You know what it means to say even, right? They're all evenly distributed. In other words, one place does not have more yellow balls compared to another. The population of the yellow balls is uniform. Then, this mixture is pretty unique. Because I could be sure that if I put one hand and got one yellow ball, in the other place also get only one yellow ball. They're all uniformly distributed. Then, this mixture is called a homogeneous mixture. It's homogeneous. Which means, homogeneous really means that it's uniform throughout. Now, I could do this in a different way, right? I could take a lot of yellow balls, stuff them in one corner, yeah, and then not so much over here. Then what would happen? Yeah. Then I know that if I put my hand in this side, it's a much higher chance that I'll get a yellow ball. Is this uniform? Are the yellow balls distributed uniformly amongst the red balls? No. Then this mixture is called a heterogeneous mixture. And when you see a heterogeneous mixture, you can kind of see that, right? You can see that one side has more yellow than the other. So some of the particles are more concentrated in this side than on the other side. So in mixtures which are impure substances, you can have a homogeneous mixture or a heterogeneous mixture. Now, let's go a little more formally. Formally, scientists define a substance that can be separated physically as a mixture, separated by a physical process. For example, if you were to dissolve salt inside water, right? If you dissolve salt in water, then have you all seen these large fields near seashores where people take a large amount of seawater outside, they somehow let the seawater flow and then they bank it. So they trap a lot of seawater and then they wait for it to evaporate, like we saw in the previous chapter. The last part of what we saw in the previous chapter was evaporation, right? Where water leaves even though it has not reached its boiling point. So these people keep a large surface area, let the water evaporate, and then they get salt after all the water evaporates. So salt in water, right? That's what seawater is. Right? Seawater has a lot of salt. Look at seawater. It doesn't look as if it's a mixture. It looks pretty clean. It looks pretty blue. If you're in the right parts of the sea, that is. Because otherwise you see little solid particles going around. That's called dirt. So you forget that and then you look at just the sea somewhere far away where there aren't any human beings around. Then you'll see it being pretty smooth, pretty clear. But even that water has salt in it, which means that it is impure in our sense, right, in the scientific sense. So you bring it out there, you let the water evaporate, you get salt. What's happening here? Evaporation. It's called a physical process. Because you can separate these two by a physical process, we call this a mixture. So whatever can be separated with just the physical process is what scientists call a mixture. If something cannot be separated using just a physical process, you need something more than that called a chemical process. Then it's a pure substance. It could be, pure substances can be elements or compounds, which we'll talk about at the end of this module, or this chapter rather. So as far as you're concerned now, a mixture is what you have an intuitive understanding of different kind of particles making up substance. And more precisely, things that can be separated using just a physical process.